the most energetic guy that I know, I need to start by asking you a question. Who wants an extra 1 million prospects, fans, and followers who are totally engaged with you and love you and or your company? Anyone? Okay, those of you that desire admiration? Okay, so then pay attention, because my next presenter, a good friend of mine, has, I think, about 1.5 million fans who love him and follow his stuff, probably more, and he's going to share his 1 million followers secret with you. Do you want to know what that is? Anyone want to know what that is? It's this dude, okay? All right, so here's the deal. I was busting on him yesterday because he wasn't in the room, but he is the marketing mind behind the second largest Kickstarter campaign in history. And so he was dealing with that yesterday. It's already at $8.6 million, and that's what he was doing. So what I'd like you to do is clap and holler, because he makes people do a lot of that stuff, and give it up for my awesome friend and brilliant guy, Mr. Brendon Burchard.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you. Hey, y'all. You guys ready? Okay, let's do this. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you my way of pulling all of your branding, all of your messaging, everything that you do in this career onto Facebook and other social platforms to build your followership and to make money. So for those of you who didn't raise your hand, he asked if you wanted 1 million fans and followers, either your arm is broken, you just woke up, or you really still think social media is a fad. And it's not. It's not. People say, oh, he's got 1 million on Facebook, whatever. You have no idea the power of that. As soon as you hit 1 million on Facebook, did you know you're added to every publicist's list in the world? You're invited to every movie premiere. You're invited to interview anybody you want. There's nobody in the world you can't interview anymore with a single email. Did you know when you hit 1 million on Facebook, you at least quadruple your revenue if you have one existing funnel? Did you know when you hit 1 million on Facebook, quadrupling the number of people who watch every video of yours is instant? Did you know when you have 1 million on Facebook, you usually average about 716,000 clicks per week? Anywhere you want those clicks to go. So this isn't about fame. It's not about your face, my face. This is about how much do you care about your message. How many people do you actually want to see it? Because otherwise this would sound like a big vanity conversation, and that's not me. If you know why I'm here and you know why I do this stuff, it has one reason and one reason only. When I was a 19-year-old kid, I had my accident. It taught me a lot about life. It taught me that at the end of our lives, we're all going to ask 3 basic questions. And when I learned those questions, I wanted to reorient my life so that next time I ask those questions, I'm happy with the answers at the end of my life. That first question is, did I live? That's why I'm a spark plug. That's why I'm so excited about life. That's when you sit down with me, I'm that annoying. Because I'm like, I want to know how to live my life. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy it. That's why Joe's a great friend of me. He's one of the funnest guys I know. He's that vibrancy and that maybe that ADD craziness thing he has. I love that. I feed off of energy, and I love to give it to the world. I hope you do too, because you will ask, did I live? Did you really live and enjoy your life? I know I'm preaching to the choir, but so many of us as entrepreneurs, we keep getting in our own thing, right? We're like, oh, wow, I'm so busy. And we're busy, and we're not living anymore. And many of you built businesses that took away your life. It supplied it with money, and then it took it away. Or you've been on that path before, and we've all been guilty of that. This is a very high-level group. I'm going to talk to you that way. I'll challenge you today. I'll push you today. Because one of the things I really want you to do, everybody in this room, is build everything so it runs so well that you have more time off to have a life. Just like Dan teaches. I took 17 weeks off again last year. That's 2 years in a row, 17 weeks off. I mean totally off the grid, running an 8-figure business. I mean off the grid. No phone, no laptop, 17 weeks. Easy as pie. Could have done more, but I really love what I do. Second question I learned was, did I love? Did I love openly and honestly and completely, or did I hold back because one time I got hurt in my life? And you guys know, if you've ever heard my story, that's why I got in the car accident. I was trying to run away from a broken heart. And I learned, did I matter? Did I make my difference? Did I do something with my life? Was there a purpose to this? Did I live purposely? Did I make a difference in some way or another? And for some of you who've heard that messaging from some of my events, how many of you have ever been to one of my events or read one of my books? Just out of curiosity, so I see where I can go with this. Awesome. If you know why, if you know anything about me, that's what I'm about. Those 3 things. I want to live, I want to love, I want to matter. That's the tagline of my Facebook page. It's how I sign off on all my videos. It's the messages that flow through every theme and every post and almost everything I do in my life. Why do I share that? Because that's what's important to me. And I want you to know that because I'm about to show you a bunch of numbers and a bunch of data and a bunch of steps that you're going to all write down. You're all going to implement. You're all going to say, oh my God, that worked. This will be one of the most implementable things we've got covered so far. You can implement this right away and start growing your audience immediately. But as we get in that left side, I want you to know why I'm doing this, because I think we all subscribe to this mission. I hope we all have. And that's to inspire and instruct the world in some way or another. And if you're committed to that, then you have to get committed to how do I reach more people. I think our goal in this room is very easy. Outside of live, love, and matter, I think everyone's goal in this room is very, very, very simple. It's so straightforward. So straightforward. You all want more reach and revenue in your businesses. That's it. What do you want in a business? You want more reach and revenue. That's the only 2 things that people are really after. Outside of that personal, intrinsic passion part of business, you want reach and revenue. Right? So you can make a bigger difference. More reach, more people seeing your products, your programs, your marketing, more revenue coming in from that. It's a very simple equation. And despite the fact that everyone poo-poos social, it's the only people who bitch and moan about social media are people who haven't figured it out. Same thing with phones. Same thing with technology. Same thing with opt-in pages. Oh, that doesn't work. Same thing with launches. Those launches don't work. The people who bitch about launches have never done a launch and made it work. That's the challenge with social media right now. Is everyone's, you know? But how many of you have 1 million followers and email subscribers? If you combine the 2, would you say you have 1 million of both? You put them together. That's a major problem, right? That's a major problem in a room like this, especially because you guys know what to do with that stuff, right? You know what to do with that. You know how to sell it. You know how to offer it. You know how to build it. But see, your emphasis has been so much on operations or marketing that's busy work, but not building the platform, that everything else is a struggle. Tons of you have way better conversions in this room. As soon as I show you my conversions today, half the room's going to go, I get better conversions. I'm like, I don't care because I can quadruple your traffic every day, anytime I want, from social media. And it isn't as hard as it looks. I'm going to show you some basic stuff, and then I'm going to try and end the thing, whether you like me or not today. I'm hoping that I can end with a gasp. To share a strategy I don't think anyone in the room is doing. It's a big claim in a big marketing room, but I think when you see it, it's going to change your entire orientation to what you are doing and what your team needs to be after in marketing. Test me on that challenge. Let's rock and roll. Okay, here's my front end. I'm going to show you my whole business model so you see how it all ties in. And then I'll kind of walk you through all of that, how the pieces of best practices of some things we're doing. So this is what the front end looks like. What is the front end? Front end means your front face to the world. Your front face to the world right now, typically, is free stuff, okay? So when I say, what's your front end, I go, what's your free stuff? What are you putting out there that's constantly generating conversation, value, goodwill, content, your thought expertise? What is it that is out there? For me, it's Facebook, YouTube, iTunes. Those are my major focal points of what's free out there, along with a blog I finally started. I made about $50 million in the industry, and then I finally started a blog. It was kind of cool. I was really excited. So February, I rolled out my first blog, which has been really exciting. So I've been doing a weekly email, though. That's been sort of my blog. I sent a weekly email out to my list since 2006. And so that's going to require some discipline for those of you who are not yet communicating with your audiences. I'm going to suggest today that you don't only communicate each week, you communicate each day with people. And I'll show you how I think that works the best based on all the data I have. One of the blessings I have with being involved with Joe and this group and the Experts Industry Association is I get all the data from you guys. Everyone, I'll share my data with you anytime you want it. If you're like, Brendan, how should this convert? I'll tell you. And I hope you'll share I'm the data share in the space, and I hope one of the reasons I get to do what I get to do is because I'm constantly sharing. Like, here's what I do, guys. Here, just go. Do this, do this, do this, do this. It's why Jeff and JJ and Peter and so many other people can put out these book launches, because I literally say, here's what I do. Like, here's the messaging, here's the conversions, here's the operations, here's the strategies. Go. Because I don't have any ego, but I want everybody in this room to dwarf me. That's my goal. If you guys all kicked ass and dwarf me, that'll only grow my business, because you'll be out there saying, he helped. So this is my front end, and I emphasize a couple things here. Why Facebook and YouTube? Why are those so huge to me? Because, you know, I didn't have that last year. So I want you to look at the numbers. That didn't exist last year. Those weren't there last year. I just started that this year. Why? Well, 3 billion new people coming online in the next 3 years, as Peter tells us. That's a good reason. What are they going to access? Mostly Facebook and Google properties, especially be watching YouTube videos. Why else? Those are the only key platforms in which we have dialed into an awesome degree ads. Those platforms allow you to run ads. You notice I don't have a Google Plus page up there. I do YouTube. I'd rather do YouTube than Google Plus any day of the week, because guess what I can do on YouTube? Run what? Okay, you ready for the first challenge? If you are not yet spending $1,000 a day on Facebook ads, and perhaps if you do a lot of video, YouTube ads to each of your major product brand categories, you have not started marketing yet in the modern era. Or you are tragically scared of technology and it's preventing you from doing it because you think technology is hard. Or you're cheap as hell. And the only reason anyone in this room, this smart room, the only reason you're cheap is because you haven't figured out how to get the conversions to make it worthwhile. I would spend $1 million a day now on Facebook if they would let me. They won't. And I'll show you why. And then you go, oh, shit. See, you all know this, right? Marketing is not, like, spending money on an ad is, one, it's an expense, but two, it is a revenue generator. And it is fundamental. If you're not spending $1,000 a day on Facebook right now, I'm going to tell you, you're crazy. You're crazy. And I gave this challenge to four or five of my favorite online marketing friends. One of them went and implemented and quadrupled his business. That's all he did. He already had the funnels. He just started plugging in on the front end. Why Facebook is such a powerful ad? I took everything off of Google AdWords a year ago because the price is too high. Facebook has allowed a level of precision in targeting and a level of effectiveness that we will never see. Those who believe Facebook is going away, or if you have opinions about Facebook, there are probably opinions and you should look at the data. And once you look at the data, it will change your mind and you will get in it. I guarantee it. So that's why, same with YouTube. YouTube allows us to run and control ads. And once you have the power of running ads but making money from the ads, usually for every dollar I spend, usually across all platforms, for every dollar I'm spending currently, I'm usually pulling out $2.36. So I spend $1 and I make $2.36. Usually, depending on the brand, within 10 to 45 days, that dollar comes out. So cash flow, it's pretty nice, right? Usually within that same month, or maybe an extra 15 days, I might carry that dollar. How many follow? Okay? $1,000 a day. That's my challenge. A group display, you guys are high rolling, you wrote $25K to put in this room. If you're not spending $1,000 a day on Facebook, you have not started modern marketing. Can I get a yes? Yes. $1,000 a day. I'll show you what to do with it as well. So these are my front-end platforms. Here's the whole thing. Those are all front-end platforms. They're just bringing people in. And then here's the rest of the model. It's very simple. You got the front-end stuff. So there's my podcast, my YouTube, my Facebook. All of those, in some way or another, operate for a single purpose, to get the subscriber. So at some point in all those efforts, I'm linking back to a very typical, I don't know, Jeff Walker's in the room somewhere, one of my mentors and great friends and heroes in life. Well, I'm bringing to a pre-launch sequence, meaning they're going to opt in, they're going to give me their name and email, then I'm going to send them 3 free videos that are going to blow their mind. Usually my videos are between 20 and 45-minute training videos that just like add so much value. They're like, holy crap. Then usually the 4th video is a sales video. It says, hey guys, if you like this, I got this other thing that you might like. And then I just tell them about the course. So all the front end functions to fill the middle. And then at the end of the middle, I offer that sales video. And then I offer one of those things on the right of these slides that you see up here. So I sell something. PDF, online course, special report, teleseminar, audio program, disc, DVD, whatever it is that you got for sale. That's my business model in 2 slides. That's basically all I'm doing. Those 2 slides. Trying to get as much traffic as I can into an opt-in, deliver a lot of value via video, via a sequence, and then make an offer. You with me so far? Easy. Okay. So these are the things that I sell that you've seen in the marketplace. This is my back end. I've got books, I've got seminars, I've got online courses, and I have coaching and speaking. That's sort of the totality of what would be my back end. Okay? That's the totality of my back end. Meaning all the front end effort happens to get the subscriber, to bring them through a sequence, to ultimately offer one of these things to them. Once they've gone through all of these things, then I may start marketing other people's stuff to them, my affiliate stuff. But not until they've seen everything I got and every offer I got will I ever drop them into somebody else's promotion. Okay? So that's kind of my business model in 6 minutes. Okay. So Facebook best practices. This is where you're going to write a lot. I'm going to give you 10 Facebook best practices for growing that. The reason, if you haven't got it yet, to increase your Facebook followership is 2. 1, you're all marketers, you believe in social proof. There's nothing more social proof than saying, I got a couple 100,000 on Facebook. It's instant credibility for people. But if you care about marketing, you will also do it because it lowers your ad costs. The more followers you have, the lower your ad costs are going to get. Now, could you ever do that with Google? They didn't give a shit who you were. They didn't care how much traffic, you couldn't do nothing. Facebook, you're going to get lower ad prices now. Oh, dang. So if you can't do it for the mission of your message, do it for the money of your business. You'll save money the more people you get to follow you. Cool. So let's go through some basic stuff on Facebook. Okay, I know some of you hate it. I'm going to give you the big 3 things. So we'll go through 7. These will rock. Okay, first thing. Oh, wait, I got to show you my Facebook page. This is when I discovered this stuff. Which slide are we on there? Oh, so I had 401,000 followers November, December. And I didn't know what I was doing. A lot of those 401,000, I'd been on the platform for a long time. All my front-end stuff was gathering a lot of momentum, but I didn't have the strategy now called circular velocity. I issued a video on it. If you haven't seen it, go to 10xempire.com. Watch. It's a 50-minute video that kind of walks through data stuff. If you have a marketing team, they must watch that video. 10xempire.com. Okay? This is kind of where I was before I figured that circular velocity thing out that you hear me talking about. Those numbers good. You know, 401,000 likes, 500,000 clicks, good engagement, good growth, and then I figure out circular velocity, and this is the after. 1.6 million followers as of today. This is last night's shot, I think, or 2 nights ago, I guess it was. My post reach went to 13 million people seeing it a week, and my clicks went to 714,000 clicks per week. It's a game changer. I mean, I know I'm talking really fast, but if you can take a second and think about what would happen to your business if you had 716,000 new clicks a week. I mean, there's some things I've done in my life that went from 0 to a million. That was probably launches, mostly launches, learning the affiliate model, all of what Jeff Walker taught me. From a million to 10, I had to learn some new strategies. I had to learn what to do with the back end. I learned how to do it with automated funnels. From 10 to 20, I had to learn one thing: circular velocity. That was this stuff we're going to talk about. Because when you're talking that many new clicks, you're talking about everything completely changes. Okay, so 3 best practices right off the bat. You guys ready? You guys here? All right, I'm ready for this. You guys here? If you're happy to be here for Joe one time because you didn't think you would do it, I'm like, fuck it, they'll do it. If you're happy to be at 25K, would you say, I'm here? Shout out, Joy, I'm here. See, Joy, Joe, they're fun people. I had wine with these people last night. I know. Okay, post 4 times a day on Facebook. If that sounds like a lot to you, that's okay. Still do it. If you don't feel like doing it, that's fine. Hire somebody and tell them to do what I tell them to do. Okay? I'm going to give you all the best practice right now. 4 times a day. 4 times a day on Facebook. Start at 7 a.m. wherever you live, and then just drop it in. If you know where most of your customers are, use their time zone. 7 a.m. When would the next one be? 4 hours later is 11. 4 hours later is 3. 4 hours later is? I just asked marketers to do math in the morning. It's probably like the dumbest thing ever happened. Boost 4 times a day. Boost at least one thing at least once per week. Facebook announced last year, pissed off a lot of people. It was pretty amazing. They announced that only 16% of any given user's stuff is being delivered to their fans and followers. Now, this is public data. This is nothing new. 16% of your posts on Facebook are being seen by your audience. The reality is it's less than that for most people. And the only way to get that up is to be someone Facebook cares about. That's to give them money. So you need to boost some posts every single week. I don't care if it's $5 for you, $10 for you, $20, $100 for you, whatever it is. You're going to see when I start teaching you, you won't mind spending a couple thousand a week. You really won't. If that sounds crazy, just watch. So boost at least once per week, because as soon as you start giving them money, the deliverability of what you got goes up. Shares get more likes and reach. What do I mean? They want to see you are an engaged community member. That means on your page, you need to go to other pages and hit like. Go to other pages and hit share. And you know the damnedest thing is if you share somebody else's post on your page, that will probably get more likes from your audience than your own stuff. Now, that will really mess up your ego, and you'll be really upset about it. But the only reason is Facebook's algorithm. They're going to show, you shared something. They're going to show more of your people that stuff because they like everything to be shared on Facebook. The algorithm favors shares. So do one once a day. Do one once a day. Very simple. Very simple stuff. Okay. We're all good?
Yes.
Okay. 4, repost your winners. This completely changed my life. You know those 4 posts, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have 4 new posts a day. Yes, come up with 4 new posts a day. It's worth it. Repost your winners. Facebook, you go to Insights. You can go over and click a column that says Reach, and it will sort every post you've done your entire life and share which ones were the most effective. It will tell you. It will order them by most effectiveness of likes, posts, or comments, whatever you want to sort it by. And now all your winners come to the top. You know what you do with those? Put those babies in rotation. Repost those things every 3, 6, 9 weeks. Just put them right back in rotation. Same post. You don't have to change anything. So this whole post 4 things a day sounds intimidating. You know, at some point, 2 or 3 of those actually become rotation. So let me give you an example. I post the same thing every Sunday. If you've ever followed me on Facebook, this is August 3rd's post. That got 44,000 likes on that quote card. Square does really good right now on Facebook, Square Images. High contrast backgrounds, as we'll talk about. Look at the right number in that red box, 26,000 shares. Now, but you only see 8,000 on the post if you look on the bottom left. And I'll tell you why at the end, and it's why I'll get the gasp out of the room. So that's a reposter. I post that every week. That thing is good every single week for a couple thousand likes every single Sunday. A couple thousand shares every single Sunday. Now, it's the same quote. Sometimes I change the background. I think I have about 7 of that exact same quote on different backgrounds that I just post on Sunday. They're in rotation. How did I know to post that one? Because it worked the best. So now I post it every Sunday. Now, well, guess what? The more likes, the more shares, the more followers you start gathering. It's organic. And that's how everyone's like, oh my gosh, look at 400, 500, 600, 700. I mean, how's he doing it? I'm reposting the winners. I already know people I can share them, so I keep posting them. Most of you, and just to be honest, how many of you have a blog? Raise your hand. Okay, your $1 million is already done. Your next $1 million per year. You already created it. What happens with marketers, especially creators in the room, your challenge is you feel like you have always to create new stuff. You're not repurposing and reposting the great stuff you posted in the past. I could throw in any of your businesses, increase it by $1 million net a year just by saying, what do you got? Let's put that back in rotation. You're probably not campaigning that anymore. It's probably sitting dead in the garage, that content. My job is bring that stuff back, put it in rotation. If people liked it before, here's the funny thing. Do you know what? Every time I post it, it gets more and more shares and likes. Do you know why? Because people love to like and share things that they agree with. Do you remember the old marketing saying, enter the conversation in your prospect's head? Don't remember that? Raise your hand. Okay? Guess what? Put the conversation in their head the first time and then repeat it to them a couple more times. So I put the post in their head the first time, they see it, they like it, they share it. Guess what? Every single week, we've run the data, it's like 35% of the people who like it every week, it's the same, they like it last week. 35% like it again and again and again and again because they look at it and you know what they're doing? They're sitting there, I like that. I agree. You know what people agree with? Things they've seen a lot. Damn. Next. High contrast photos are the most liked and shared. These are my two most, I'll show you two of my most liked and shared. This one was a post from the 5th of this month. My dad told me. Now, if you hate Facebook and you hate posting, it's probably because you haven't tapped into your heart and figured out what you want to share with the world. That's it. It's not a time commitment because you guys are doing stuff with your time anyway. If you're not doing this content sharing in the world, it's because you haven't allowed yourself to decide to share your humanity and your message with the world and make that the priority. You see it as a task, I see it as a mission. That's the only reason I got more. So that's my mission. One of my missions is to share my dad's stuff. I share you this because this one went crazy, 129,000 likes, 87,000 shares. But I share it to you because look at the contrast of the image. White and black on Facebook. You know why my YouTube show, 10 million plus views since February, has that many shares and likes, that many views? It's because I figured out that on Facebook in the streams, black and white high contrast, it arrests people. Go to my Facebook on your mobile and scroll and watch how many times your eyes stop. Black and white, bam! My face, black and white, bam! Black and white, bam! It's going to stop you. Same with this one. This is one of my most all-time shared. I share this one every 3 or 4 weeks, and every time it's tens of thousands. It blows up. Black and white, black and white, black and white. Okay, I got to move on. 6, message format. Try this. I know I'm about to have time, but I know I had some extra Q&A. So if you give me that time to finish these, I think it will work. Okay? Message format: life truth plus directive. Great for quote cards. I'll show you an example. Share a life truth that's universal, inarguable, inspiring. Then give a directive, what to do. Here's an example. When you are alive with joy, gratitude, and genuine interest in others, you are your most beautiful. That's a life truth. Remember that. Now go stun the world. That's a directive. Raise your hand if you follow. All day long, these suckers get shared like you can't even believe. That thing's a monster. 95,000 likes? And you look at Steve, people look at my page like, he's so stupid, he's so generic. Darren Hart and I were joking at dinner the other day. We were like, yeah, people think often what we share in Success magazine or in Success or on stage in personal development is so generic and so stupid. Yeah, we all studied it for so long. But most of the world, this stuff inspires them so much. Never forget where you came from and what inspired you when you were struggling. And it was basic, fundamental stuff. That gets shared a lot. Post longer posts with a photo. You need to start sharing longer. But think of Facebook at least 2 or 3 times a week to share it like a blog post. Longer. You know, a couple hundred words. Longer. Here's an example of one of those. That's a longer post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lines long with a photo. Post longer. Grab the best quote out of that longer post. Put that as an image. That thing is what shares and gets crazy likes. Crazy likes. And you get to share more depth when you share things. You get to share your artistry the longer that you write. Challenge yourself to be artistic. Allow yourself to do that on Facebook and you'll see total explosion. 8, share personal milestones. My friend and one of my huge inspirers and mentors in life is Wayne Dyer. And Wayne and I did a cool trip in Europe together. He's amazing. He is 1.9 million on Facebook. And Wayne his most successful thing he ever shared on Facebook was just a couple, I guess it was last month, yeah, now. His daughter got married. His father-daughter dance. Huge. Because people care about you. Even if you take it as a marketing task to do all this, which I hope one day you'll overcome that, because if there is anything in your business that feels like a task, you got to develop either a different connection with it or become a better delegator. There's really those only two options for yourself. Yeah. So personal milestones, it can be so simple. We lost our family dog. This dog, my mom bought this dog for $10 down the street and was with us for 19 years, I think it was 17, 18, 19, I think it was 19 years, and made it through my dad's leukemia, and then after Dad passed, she started getting sick and passed. Shared that story. Unbelievable. Didn't get tons of likes, but it got 1,644 comments. See, people want to know you, and they'll talk with you, and you have to allow that process to happen. If you bring more humanity back into your marketing, everything will shift. 9, weekly posts to your longer videos and blog content. These are huge insights, huge insights. Let me give you an example. Okay, here's what this looks like. So if you guys have seen it, that's my post every week. Looks like that. Couple lines, a post to my blog where I post the YouTube embedded video and full transcripts. If you didn't write it down, start hustling. I post from Facebook to my blog that has an embedded YouTube video, full transcripts. What's in those transcripts? Keywords. Things that I know my audience is searching for. That's the topics of my show. So that's what it looks like. Now here's what happens. When they click on this on Facebook, they come over to this. This, couple insights for bloggers in the room or those who post. If you link to something on your own properties from Facebook or any other social thing, look at what's at the top. The like button. Now that one got 10,000 likes on this blog post, which is pretty small for me, because I put it in rotation. See, if you post your blog post once, I probably posted that 7 times by now. It's in rotation. It's in rotation. Then they can follow my blog underneath it, and they can link over to my podcast below it as well. If you haven't been to my blog, it's just my name, brendanburchard.tumblr.com. Okay? Check it out. So they go there, they're immediately going to like and share. It's so important. Look, we're in a mobile world. When they click on something of yours and they go to your web page, bloggers, listen. When they go to your web page, the first thing they should see, title, not your banner, get rid of that. Or you could keep the banner if you really love it. I like mine. And the first thing, title and like. If it shows up, they just liked it, they land, they can see the like button again there, they hit like again. They do. Not some, most. Unbelievable. Okay? Then what happens? They're on this page for, I can't remember, I can't start remember. You'll see when you go to the page, I think it's 30 or 60 seconds. And then what happens? The gray screen goes out, and it says, give me your name and email. Right? Pop over. So that's how we're catching so many emails as well. That one thing, if you all start doing that, post something to a blog that has those things, those elements I'm talking about, grabs the name and email. This is how you will quadruple your email list within 6 months, and you can call me and tell me you did it. And we'll let Joe know that you did it. That's the value you're going to get out. It's so simple, y'all, but most people aren't doing it. 10th, Facebook hates YouTube. You need to know this. But they love Tumblr and LinkedIn. Let me prove it to you, because it's not a philosophy. I've got data behind all this, but I'd like to visually show it to you. On the left is a Facebook post with a YouTube link in it. on the right is the same video with a link to it onto my Tumblr. Now imagine you're scrolling on your phone. That post on the left, you're going to skip it. You're going to miss it. That post on the right punches you in the face. When you post and link from Tumblr or LinkedIn, Facebook gives you more surface area of that image. Surface area of that image, which now means you're going to get more clicks. Okay? Bonus. Be artistic and romantic. Challenge yourself to find what is, and challenge yourself to be better writers, better video producers, better content producers. Try to be a better writer, even if it sounds silly. Try it out on your social media to develop that expertise because people love it. Everyone, just for a second, close your eyes. I'm not selling you 25K right now. Close your eyes. Listen to this post. Really, please try. Close your eyes. Dear friend, you have nothing to be embarrassed about, and now nothing to hide or fear or regret. For today we saw your smile, and it was wide and beautiful and true and awakened. It was a moment when your soul burst through your worry, and it shined for us as an unapologetic glimmer of joy and humanity, a stunning instance of genuine expression, that unguarded spontaneity that is your divine nature. It was a simple expression it was a simple thing, those gorgeous corners of your mouth turned up, and perhaps it felt like a daring expression in a world drowning in a pool of pessimism, an unplanned revolt in a time of chaos where all those frowns and furrowed brows are symbols of disconnection from gratitude and presence in life. But your smile, dear friend, it stirred hope in us. And then you laughed, and it seemed 1,000 joyous songs leapt into the air and brought the world to its feet. So we ask that you gift us with your smile more often. For we have seen you, and we love you. And in the sunshine of your truth, there is no past, no hindrance, no fear, no regret, no embarrassment, nothing but hope and glory and the divine perfection needed to pull from us another song, another memory, another smile, that wordless and beautiful triumph of the uncaged soul. Now, that was a big leap for me to share something like that. People think I'm a marketer. I'm a writer, and I want to be a better writer. And I was reading a lot, and I was being inspired a lot. I was reading like Khalil Gibran at the time, and it was like, oh man, I got to write something like that one day. Why one day? Get back into that. Facebook loves romance. That was the image I posted with it. It crushed it. More importantly, it challenged and it allowed me to share, it's so okay to share your heart. If you're not talking about love somewhere in your marketing, if you're not talking about joy somewhere in your marketing, you are not marketing. You're selling. And there's a big difference. Selling is not evil. But to do selling and marketing well, we have to put humanity back in, especially on the social platforms. Let me give you some advertising best practice and I'll wrap. Very simple. I know you're like, okay, cool. Do those 10 things I just showed you. The be romantic was the 11th if you have your notes. I guarantee everybody in this room, if you will do those things, there's no question, you at least, at minimum, double your following within a few months. Right? Do it for several months over and over and over and over again. Not only will you get hooked, or your team will get hooked, you will see those clicks. You will see that difference, and you'll be blown away. How can you monetize it? Let's go into advertising conversation and post conversations. People say, well, Brendan, how do you make money from this? Well, here's a couple of ways. Here's the post, the one-page productivity tool used by millionaires. I circle it, they're interested, they're intrigued by it. In your post, if you really want a lot of engagement, circle something. They're like, what is that? What is that? Click. So let's click on that. What happens? Now, I just post that. That will take people to an opt-in page, which I'll show you. Let me teach you the ad component. I'll run an ad on that. I'll go into my Facebook ad. Is this freaking you guys out? Okay, can we do ads right now? Are y'all here? Say, I'm here! I'm just checking. Some of you guys are like, shit. Okay, I know this is a lot in 20 minutes. Okay, so there's that. You click on that, and that will drive to an opt-in page, which I will show you. Let me show you the ad component. I'll run an ad on that. This is last month's stats. I've been running this one for quite some time now. This is last month's. The more you run an ad, typically the more expensive it gets. But I'm at about 24 cents a click to my opt-in page from this particular Facebook ad. And I spent $37,000 on it last month. Okay, this leads people into what I showed you earlier. Opt-in page, value delivery of videos, and then I sell them High Performance Academy, which is a $1,000 personal growth seminar. Okay? Raise your hand if you're with me just right now. I just needed, because this is going to really freak you out. Okay. So this, when they click that ad, so I paid 24 cents, they click, they come to this page. That page is called a opt-in page. They give me their name and email. From that page, I deliver them that sequence I told you about. So now that's not a complicated page. You could build that page. This page took me, I think, 6 minutes to build using Megaphone app. If you don't know Megaphone app, check it out. It's by the Kajabi guys. Lead Pages is another great one. And Optimized Press is another great one. These pages take literally, if you spend more than 20 minutes on it, it's just because you haven't been on the internet for a while. I mean, the templates, they're very simple. I mean, I am not very fancy here. This is very simple. Okay. So let me show you the back end of these numbers here. I'll go back to that one. You saw we had, gosh, what was it? 156,000 clicks on that for $37,000. That's 24 cents a click. They come here, they enter their name and email, and here's the data on that. That drove 239,000 views. Many people view it more than once. That's why you see those numbers being different. I got 40,000 opt-ins last month from that one ad. How many like 40,000 opt-ins in 1 month? How many would raise your hand? 40,000 opt-ins. What would you have to do to get there from what I just showed you? $1,000 a day. 37,000. So I went a little street that month. 37,000 led to 40,000 opt-ins. This is one of my brands from one of the ads. So we've been doing that for about 9 months. So that ends up being about 93 cents per new lead that's completely, highly targeted. How targeted? Well, you saw I spent $37,000. Here's my Infusionsoft screenshot. If you can't read it, that's $78,000 in revenue. So in 30 days, I spent $37,000. I made $78,000, and all that cost me was the $37,000 for the ads and the time it takes to give a damn about the sequence, which to build it all did take time. I had to build an opt-in page, I had to shoot 3 videos, and do a sales video. I had to do those things. Those things take approximately, if you're really bad, a week. If you're bad. Today's technology is different. It's easier. Okay? So I'll finish. Okay. Is this cool? If you all just did that, would you give me a round of applause just for that? Just for that? $1,000 a day. Who would do it? Say yes. $1,000 a day. That's 40,000 up. Life starts getting good when you do that 5 times for 5 different brands, and you do it for months and months and months and months and months and months. It's why I have the growth that you've been seeing. Because not only are those people seeing the ad, they're coming in the email funnel, they're getting the value, they fall in love, they're blown away. Okay, let me teach you this concept really quickly of circular velocity. I'm going to go for the GASP. If you care about your messages, something happens. I care about this message a lot. It's my dad's. I care a lot about my messages. Did I live? Did I love? Did I matter? I care a lot about my art, my quote cards, my pictures, the goofy things that I share. I really care about my blog posts, my YouTube videos. If you care about what you're doing, and you know those things of reach and revenue are so important, you start to say, how could I reach more people? So I started saying, how could I reach more people? And people saw, you know, I've got this Facebook page, and it's doing pretty good. But then I saw that data, that what gets shared somewhere else often gets liked a lot more. Remember I shared that with you earlier? Facebook really likes shares. I thought, interesting. Then I had a fortuitous meeting with Reed Tracy, the CEO of Hay House, who was telling me how he had 7 different authors in the Hay House community that all had 1 million+ views. I was like, dang, that's awesome. He's like, yeah, it's cool because we can share things between the pages and they go really crazy. And I was like, huh. And then I saw the data and I started thinking, huh. Now, see, when we care about our topics and the things that we do, in the old world, here's what we did. And let me ask them, please participate for truth. How many of you own more than 1 domain name? Now look around the room. Now please be honest. How many of you own, be honest, I'm just curious out of the room, more than 10? Now look around the room. In the old world, what we did is we bought domains. Here's my gasp. I'm buying Facebook pages. Pages people already built that have an extraordinary number of likes. Because aren't Facebook pages just platforms? A lot of people built Facebook pages and they don't like them. They don't like managing them, they don't like running them, and they ain't making any money. If there's somebody in your space or a community that's been developed in your space online, why not see that as an acquisition? I get a gasp? So here's one that not only could you acquire one, you could go build one. A lot of you might be subscribed. I know about, I think if I looked last night correct, please apologize, I might have got the number wrong. About 37 of you are fans and followers of this page. Motivation for Smart People. It's a community page online. If you type in motivation, this often comes up. That's me. Doesn't say Brent Burchard anywhere but that quote on the top, but all the posts are shares from other places that I like. They're shares from my page. Do you remember that huge number of shares? You're like, how the hell did you get that number of shares? Because I also share that, I post it on my page, then I go share on my other properties. Can I get a gasp? You're acquiring domain names. People acquire businesses all the time to build their businesses around the world. Why not acquire the very platforms we need to grow our business without doing the work? Look on social media. Go out there. Ask a few people in your area if you see, in your topic, your field, if they got a big following, they probably hate their Facebook page because they never learned what to do with it. Make an offer. Might be surprised what you hear. I got about 7 pages that have that number of likes or more that I've done since February of this year. All of my stuff that I'm going to teach on this topic is at 10X Empire. It's a 50-minute training video. Full disclaimer, it does have an invite to my $10,000 seminar on this topic that we go 4 days deep dive, straightforward, step by step. Here's everything I do online and everything. I know I'm not supposed to pitch, and I'm not really, because just watch the video. It will be so good for your teams and everything, whether you come to the thing or not. It's 15 minutes, and it's awesome, and you'll go, whoa, it's a reorientation. Right now is time to get very serious about what you're doing on Facebook, YouTube, and with your blog, because those are the only things that are going to perpetuate to those 3 billion new people. If you care about your message, if you care about your things, build a funnel, throw $1,000 a day at it, start getting circular viral velocity going on. It will change your life, and it will be extraordinary for your brand and your message, and it'll bring out your artistry too. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time today.